Happy Friday, everybody. Grand rising to you all. I am Pastor Casey with the All About Favorite channel. Y'all, thank you so much, my current subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. At the end of the video, y'all comment, like, and share. Hit that thumbs up, y'all, please. And also, you may contact me at walkinfavor61@yahoo.com. I was given the heads up on something via email. A couple of people said, Pastor Casey, you didn't even recognize the HBCU that won this week. I will do that right now. Howard University, they won their game. I think they played Delaware State. So big ups to you, Howard Bisons. I'm shouting you out. And this is also the alma mater of our Vice President, Kamala Harris. So Howard, good win for you. Today is Food for Thought Friday, and I'd like to talk about things that you should consider before going into the new year. And today we're going to talk about balancing priorities. Balancing priorities. At some point, you're going to have to find some balance. There are two things you hear me say at the end of each video. Two things. Get focused and find your balance. Balancing priorities is a skill, and it takes time to really get good at balancing things. But you still have to do it. But balancing your priorities, it forces you to improve your productivity. You ever seen people who are like a rat on a hamster wheel, just going round and round in circles? They're not getting anywhere. They got all of these things they're trying to accomplish, and they really don't finish anything. So it forces you to improve your productivity. It reduces stress. When you got your priorities straight, it reduces your stress level. It keeps you on track to achieve your goals. And most importantly, it will improve the quality of your life. It's time that you stop having to juggle so many things. Sometimes you got to delegate, and it's okay to delegate. Listen, ladies. You know what? Some of y'all walking around with the mindset, well, if I don't do it, Pastor Casey, it won't get done. Well, if it don't get done, what's the worst thing that can happen? Maybe if you let go of all of the control and put your foot down and say, I need you to do this, this, and this. And I'm not going to keep repeating myself. Oh, it'll get done when they see you not going to do it. Some things, you've got to relinquish control of it. Sometimes you just got to say, I can't do this anymore. I am tired. I'm physically exhausted. I'm emotionally drained, and I'm tired of this. You're going to have to get up from playing that video game, or get up from in front of that TV, or do something different. You're going to have to help me here. Sorry, but that's the harsh reality of it. You have got to improve the quality of your life by balancing your priorities. And there just sometimes you got to step up and have a difficult conversation with somebody. You don't have to juggle everything. You've got to toss out some things that's not your stuff. Some of you need to go back and revisit one of my videos when I talked about other people's stuff. Some of you have got to let that go. Some of you have got to stop carrying other people's baggage and other people's responsibilities. There's some women who have written to me, and they say they're the heavy lifter in the marriage. Because if they don't do it, their husband is limited. They're not going to do it. You know what? There comes a time when you got to have that conversation with him and let him know, I am only here as a help meet. I'm not here to meet all the needs. I am not going to take initiative on everything. When are you going to get up and take initiative to do something? Or I heard a woman say, I have to tell my husband, don't you see the trash running over? Your brain don't tell you to take the trash out. That's pretty bad when you got to talk to your husband like he's your son. Those things, we'll talk about the dynamics of relationships another day, but they're just some things you've got to relinquish. You've got to delegate other people to do. Some of you get on these committees at church, you get on these volunteer committees, and you become the doer of everything. What you got other people on the committee for? I'm just saying. You can't carry around other people's baggage. Some of you are carrying around other people's emotional baggage. Some of you walk on eggshells when you're around certain people, around your spouse, because you don't want, I don't want them to be upset. You got to balance your priorities and say, you know what? What you got going on, I'm not going to put that in my shopping cart today. You deal with your stuff and keep it rolling. And I'm going to say this, and I'm talking to the ladies a lot today because a lot of women have addressed this in their emails, and it hasn't been that I have disregarded what you're saying. I just have paused reading the emails this week. I kind of do that sometime just to refresh myself. But some of the things women have said, and I'm just going to say this. Ladies, stop always initiating and yelling and screaming and having a confrontation and a combative moment with your husbands or women with your men. If you got to remind him today your birthday, and he's known it's been your birthday for 11 months, and he hasn't planned anything, well, you make plans for yourself. He didn't make any plans for you. So when you get dressed and putting your clothes on and earrings and your makeup on, getting ready to leave the house, he know, where you going? I'm going to celebrate my birthday. Oh, I forgot it was your birthday. Okay, well, that's all right. I didn't forget it was my birthday. Well, you know, money tight right now, and I can't take you nowhere. I can't do this. That's fine, boo. I'm going to celebrate me. Thank you, but I'll celebrate me. If you got to remind him it's your wedding anniversary, if you got to remind him Christmas is coming up, Mother's Day is coming up, if you got to tell that man all of that, girl, save your energy. Put your energy somewhere else. Because guess what? You're not part of his priorities. I'm just saying. His priorities jacked up. He ain't balancing his priorities, because if a man forgets those major days for you, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, birthday, Christmas, he don't remember those days and your wedding anniversary, boy, bye. You do you and celebrate you, ladies. And men, the same thing. Anytime you're dispensing a whole lot of energy with a woman and you constantly repeating yourself with what you need from the relationship, maybe that ain't the woman for you. Maybe you need to find somebody you're more compatible with. All I'm saying is, in balancing your priorities, it involves a level of being honest with yourself. It involves, setbacks sometimes. But remember, I think I said this on Monday, you got to be able to be flexible and have options and alternatives. When things, like even in your priorities, like it's on your priority list, sometimes you got to rearrange the list depending on what moment it is. But there are also things on your list of priorities that you can just scratch out. And that includes other people's stuff. That includes other people's baggage that you're carrying around. Other people's problems and situations. Scratch all that off your list, because it has nothing directly to do with your situation. It's not going to help your life any better by taking on other people's responsibilities. Also, if you got children and they old enough to have chores and they not doing it, they're not cleaning their rooms, they're not pulling the trash bin from the road, you need to sit down and have a family meeting, you and your husband or your mate, and say, this not going to go on in this house anymore. Trash goes out on this day and this day, and I expect it to be put to that road, and when I get in from work, that trash bin better be pulled inside and washed out. You got to tell people what you expect of them. I guess I should have included expectations in this show too. So you got to have a sit down with people, and you also got to be prepared to tell people the consequences and let people know, listen, I am prioritizing my life. I'm about finding balance in my life, and I am not going to deal with anything that's not conducive to that. Now, what I'm putting on my priority list and what you might have going might be two different things. That's why we need to have this conversation. But I'm not going to have anything that disturbs my peace, that keeps me upset, keeps me in an uproar. Some of you, you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to balance your priorities. And if some things is not your priority and it's somebody else's priority, take it off your list. Find your balance. Get yourself focused. You've got to focus before this year is out. Some of you have gone this whole year and you don't have no focus. You got to get your focus. In order to level up, you got to get focused. In order to get healed emotionally and spiritually, you got to get yourself focused. You've got to commit time to focus on things that is going to empower you, improve yourself, inspire you. And you know what? There are just some things just not on the list anymore. Make a list of priorities of things that you want to do to better yourself. And you know what, y'all? You're saying, well, Pastor Casey, that's being selfish. If you don't get selfish about taking better care of yourself and reducing your stress level, reducing your anxiety, guess what? You're going to be on a whole bunch of medications that you don't even need. You're going to be on high blood pressure medication, high cholesterol medication. You're going to need something to sleep at night, a sleep aid. You're going to be taking all of this stuff when you can really do some of this stuff by reducing your stress. And doing that, balance your priorities. Y'all, have a wonderful Friday. I hope you have a great weekend. And I will see you back on Sunday with the word for today.